We're on both sides here, and hopefully the sound is okay on Instagram. It was not so good last time, and somebody did well to tell me. So if there's always any problems with the sound, hopefully it's something that I can, on my end, that I just need to fix. So please do let me know in the chat. So welcome to Coming Into Being. So this is just the space for you to be, to really connect and just take the time to just be. Always get busy with a lot of things in life every day. Something always comes up that might stretch us in one direction or another, and away from this internal alignment with ourselves. So this is the space to just reconnect in and realign, and find yourself just really embodying yourself more and connecting in, because everything we do comes from that place of that deep connection to ourselves. And if we don't have that, then we're scattered, we're all over the place. Hey, Yasta, and good to see you. And to really do things well, to really be successful, and I'll get to that definition in a minute, the true definition of successful in a minute, but to really carry forward in what we want to do for ourselves in lives, we have to be connected to ourselves here within. So successful. We tend to hear a lot of definitions about success on the human level, which is always, lately it's been a lot about money, about how much material gain you have, how much material possessions you have, how much money you're bringing in, how many followers you have. And a spirit's got a different definition. The spirit level definition, success is about really coming into that deepest expression of yourself, that purest expression of yourself, and bringing that forth in everything, in every part of your life, at every moment that you breathe, that you're alive, is to be the fullest expression that you can be, and to always be growing more in that expression, because it's always unfolding and becoming more. So the two can, the human and the spirit can come together, and then that's a very expansive space. But the one that directs is the spirit level. So how much are you coming into that connection with yourself and bringing forth that expression of you in its purest form possible in every moment, is the question. So that's success, to really. And also the other piece about success is that every opportunity, everything that comes your way in your life is an opportunity to step more into that expression, to unfold more that needs to be unfolded, to release all that needs to be released, that is either no longer you, or does not serve you anymore, or was never something that was aligned with you. And we can pick up a lot of things along the way. But anyways, let's shift into really going in with this. So let's take a nice deep breath in. Hold it at the top. And when you feel like it's getting a little harder to hold it, see if you can hold it for just a little bit longer, and then exhale out and release your breath out, all the way out. And then just allow yourself to come into your body, become aware of your physical body. So let's just focus on your physical body for a minute. And you can look at yourself too, or put your hands in like around your neck, just to feel it more, just to have that tactile impression, and feel your body more. And really just allow yourself, give yourself that time to connect. And I'm just going to open up that space a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. For everybody. Okay, what's coming up is for some people there's been a lot of hardness, difficulty, and just that hard quality of life, of connection. Maybe connecting with people or having connections, whether they're family, relatives, or other people. There's always been kind of this hardness to it. It's never been smooth. It's never been easy. And just also just in life, having everything just feel like it's just hard work. So so that's the first thing. We'll see what else comes up, but let's start shifting this stuff as it comes up to the surface for people. So what happens is when you start connecting in with yourself, when you take that quiet time to just connect with yourself, everything that is in the way of that is going to start showing up. So that's one of them. There's emotional stuff that's coming up too, this realization of not having been able to really connect deeply enough with oneself, or just realizing that that this connection to self is just not as good as you'd want it to be. So, and that's fine. Just let whatever comes up. This isn't necessarily about feeling good. It's about getting to that good. But to get to that good, we've got to go through what doesn't feel good usually, because that's usually what's keeping us from coming into ourselves, connecting in, being really present with ourselves, being in this moment, in this time and space. Yeah, there we go. And letting go of all that stuff that's not us. So really good. And then keep focusing on your body, and you can go through top to bottom or bottom to top. In a minute, maybe I'll direct the whole group, but or start where you're not feeling yourself so much, not so present. It could be anywhere in your body. It could be somewhere in your back, your mid-back, your elbows, your wrists. A lot of people have wrist issues, not necessarily here, but people get a lot of wrist issues, and there's not there isn't that flow down the arm. So allow yourself to start if you're, for example, with the wrists, the hands, allow yourself to just flow down from your head and flow down your arms with your awareness. Yeah, and someone's got I want to say attack at a non-physical level, like somebody who's very pointedly has some negative thoughts that are directed towards you, and or just and the problem is that you're very open. Your boundaries aren't as good as they should be, and so that's coming in and that's impacting you negatively. So just to know, we're going to clear that up a little bit for at least for this time, and to give you a little bit of that space to strengthen that connection to yourself and strengthen those boundaries without that interference, because that will make it harder to be able to focus in, especially when we're just in a place of maybe feeling a little weaker, a little bit more tired, having a little harder time to connect in. Yeah. So just allowing yourself, and if emotions come up, a sense of judgment, carrying a judgment on the self of not being able to be as strong as you'd like to be, which I think we can all kind of relate to. There's all times, everybody's gone through some time where they just weren't able to be who they wanted to be that person, to have that strength to do whatever they were intending to do, to hold strong in the face of something. There we go. And let's let go of that judgment, because that's actually more harmful to yourself than it is helpful. So the good way to use judgment is more kind of in a self-inquiry kind of place. It's like, well, how could I have done this better? Okay, and just saying, well, I really didn't do as well as I could have, as I wanted to, instead of could have, as I wanted to. And so what's keeping me from really stepping up into a better place for myself, stepping up and holding for my own even more? How could I've handled that better? How could I have done better? How could I have been stronger for myself? Yeah. So that is a way of judging, but judging in a way that is helpful, where you're helping yourself move forward, instead of like beating yourself up and kind of tying yourself to the whipping post and whipping yourself for not having been what you ought to have been. That's a very strong religious paradigm thing, which is not beneficial for our selves and growing into our fullest capacity, our fullest expression. Okay, let's take it. Let me connect everybody down into the core of the earth. Just keep focusing on your breath for a minute. And I guess I need to say it this way, specifically the new earth, which is about the new consciousness of the earth. So connecting in, there we go. So now just allowing yourself to take that deep breath in from the core of the earth. And as you breathe in, you feel those frequencies, those pure frequencies coming up into you through your feet, or through if you're sitting, through your butt and your lower abdomen, pelvic floor, and just filling you up. And even as you get to the top of the breath, it still continues. It's like your in-breath is acting like a pump to get it flowing up. And you can always, to the next breath, just repeat that and bring it further up through your body. Until you feel like you're saturated. Yeah, some of you are moving faster than others, and that's okay. Everybody works at their own speed here. So that's another level of kind of clearing out that riffraff, this dust that's collected from the day or from something that's happened to us. Somebody's got something going on with the nervous system, so I'll see. Let me just tap into that for a minute. And just keep focusing on just bringing up those frequencies, those energies from, hey, sea power, just notice you. Just focusing on pulling up those frequencies from the core of the earth. And again, new earth, for those who are new, who just stepped in. So I'm focusing on that. I just want to clear out this, it's nervous system, but it looks like it's right side of the head that's being impacted there. So at least energetically kind of shifting clearing out some stuff around that for you. Ooh. That's just a layer that's clearing off. It's a mix of family and past life, which is not unusual, meaning that things that have happened in the family lineage it correlates with past lives that we've had, kind of thing. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep working on this piece for everybody of just kind of helping to clean out at the energetic level that nervous system. Wow, that's a big piece there. There's something, there's a little bit of a sense of a lightning hit, but also like skull crack kind of event, and that really kind of messing up the electrical system of the body, which is basically connects into the nervous system. And there's a piece with a kind of control, external control. Hi, Bjarna. Bjarna, I hope I said that right. Sorry, I just read these little funny names that we all have on Instagram. So thanks for stopping by. So again, just connecting, focusing on that connection to the new earth, and with the breath, just pulling up those refreshing frequencies through your system as I clear these other pieces, and focusing on really just kind of doing a little cleanup with the nervous system here. So it's in the process of going from the brain and moving down the spine. So you might be feeling that, or having a sense of that, or feeling the lightness kind of starting to open up as this clearing moves through. There we go. Yeah, no, it's actually spreading pretty rapidly through the nervous system. Mm. All the way to the uh, tips, to the very fine ends of the nerves throughout the whole body there. Some of it is going through, and it's like kind of a very static, but static is not the good word, but just that kind of, and some of it is going through very smoothly. So you might be feeling one or the other. There's a little bit of that static that's kind of coming in, but overall there's that smoothness. And yeah, it feels like that's also releasing a lot of uh, particles. Feels like there's been pathogens. Maybe at some level, some pathogens also that maybe have gotten in the interfered with the uh, nervous system functions. You know, all this is at the energetic level. So, hey, Cherie, joining in. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. So those are people that I'm seeing on Instagram. Nobody said hi on the other side, so I see there's some people watching, but unless you say hi in the chat, then I won't see who it is. Instagram shows up instantly. So, and let's take another nice deep breath in. Let's make this one slower. Yeah, I got a good clearing going on here. Let's make this one slower. So again, let's everybody together. Let's just reach down with your awareness. Just drop down and connect even further than you think you need to go to connecting with the new earth. And just kind of stay down there for a moment. I kind of just want to anchor this in a little. Yeah, there we go. A little bit more. Okay. And now just very slowly. Hey, Laria. Just with the slowly with your breath, from that new earth connection being anchored in there. Just feel that it's going up through kind of very slowly, smoothly, flowing up. So with your breath, just helping kind of using your breath as a pump to just pull those frequencies, those energies from the core of the earth. And allowing that to come in through your body, through your feet, or through your pelvic floor if you're sitting cross-legged like I am, or your butt, or however you're sitting, or if anybody's lying down on through your back, and feeling just coming in, filling every cell. And let's focus in. I'm going to pull that through the nervous system also for people. So kind of working its reverse. So coming in from the tips, the ends of the nervous system, and flowing back into the larger channels all the way into the spinal cord, and then up into the brain area, the brain stem. and flowing into the brain. And nice. And then allowing yourself to just, when that feels full, some of you are moving a little faster. So when you're done, just kind of coming into the lower sternum area. So lower sternum breastbone area, that lower area, and just kind of placing your awareness there and breathing into that. And just focusing on the breath, focusing on your body, just having that sense of being aware of your body. And let's reinforce that boundary, that edge of your being. Focus on you, focus on the edge of your physical body, and I'll reinforce that edge of your field for you. But focus on your physical boundary, so your skin level. I do this. And as you have your awareness on your body and that boundary of your skin, you might also have that sense of that bubble, little sphere, bubble sphere around you. Everybody's looking really very crisp, very nice and clean and crisp. I'm just working it through all the way around. Some of you are pretty complete, and there's some areas, some little spots. So just I'm gonna finish this up for everybody. Yeah, very nice. And that's allowing people to like shift to higher level. Very good. We don't always go there. We don't always need to shift to a higher level, but that's really helping. It's like seeing what I'm seeing is like these little bubbles just floating up with each person's little bubble. So very nice. So allow yourself to feel into that lightness of being that gets strengthened when we come into ourselves. We really connect deeply into ourselves. And when we have those clear definitions of ourself, and we can intertwine with others But the catch is to, even as we intertwine, like in deep connections, there's this kind of mingling with the energetically with the other person, which is fine as long as you maintain that sense of self. And when you separate out cleanly instead of staying intermingled, and then you don't know if what you're feeling is you or the other person, or what's going on, or how am I feeling? Is this me, or is this other person, or so it's okay to be mingling with another person, intermingling, but keeping that clarity of, this is me, this is the other person, even at that deep energetic frequency level, so that when you separate out, it's clean. It's like, okay, this is me. And in doing that, then both people are strengthened by the connection kind of thing. Okay, let's take another nice deep breath in. There we go. Feeling your body again, becoming aware of your body, being connected to the new earth. Feeling yourself, being aware of your body in your environment, wherever you are. Having a sense of that space, your body, in that bigger space of the room or wherever you are. And really being inside your body. Yeah, very nice. Good work, everybody. So any questions or any comments, any thoughts, or anything you'd like to share? You're welcome to put a little comment in. And just while you do that, if you are so inclined, here is my QR code for value donation. Value donation is about just, connecting in. Says, what's the value that I've got out of this, and what's my value, and finding that balance. So, a lot of times people will give too much kind of thing, than where it's balanced for them to give. So we're all at different financial levels. I know the people are, there's a lot more tweaking financially happening to people. So it's that balance. But if you're welcome to, if you're inclined, that's my QR code. No obligation, but just that. Thank you from Asta. Yeah, you're welcome, Asta. Always nice to see. It's always nice to see everybody when they show up. It's always nice to see who's on, because I can see on the numbers there in front of me, but also I can feel that there's more people, but not necessarily everybody shows up in the chats here. Okay, nobody has anything they like to share or say or ask, then we'll just end it here. Thank you all for joining. And then it's for new people. If you hadn't stopped in here before, then it's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. East Central European time. So about a half an hour. Sometimes we go longer, depending on what's up. Ilaria, I've been trying to be diligent with organizing my days and being on time, but even though I start, for example, cooking early, by the end I serve dinner. Oh, that's an interesting issue. Yeah. You're trying too hard. How can we manage these intense shifts in time and space? Well, the best way to manage that. So yeah, you're kind of getting caught up in kind of that fluctuation, um, and that not being quite aligned with your time and space, and so it's you're trying to do it mentally, and so the thing is always about connecting in with yourself. So when you find yourself, like before starting cooking, just taking that 5 minutes to connect with yourself, or before you do anything, any activity. So I'm using Ilaria is talking about cooking dinner. Come in and really connect with yourself. Be present with yourself. It's like it's almost like you're behind time physically, but your mind is jumping ahead and trying to be ahead. So you got to bring both of those together. You got to be one full unit. And the bed thing is there's a little bit get into that in a minute. So stopping everything. 5 minutes isn't going to make a difference in how much more time it's taking you to get dinner on the table. Take that time to really come into yourself. So spatial referencing, as some of you know it, but just like notice through every senses, your vision, your sight, what you see, feel your body. You'll become aware of your body. Hear what you hear, and then become aware of your body. What you smell, go through all your senses. Notice what's coming, the information that's coming in through your senses, and then become aware of your body. And when you're really doing that, you'll notice that there's, especially if you're really thinking about what you need to be doing, your mind is going, and you're like, it's pulling you back and forth. But when you really shift into that present moment, everything relaxes in. You're just there. You just sit. You're present. Everything slows down. Everything stops moving. And then you move forward. You're in that alignment with time. And then you can move through whatever you're doing next, fully present and in the moment where you need to be. I want to go to bed early, but find myself going to bed late. Okay. So you've got two parts of you that you're fighting with yourself on that one. So when you notice that, okay, I want to go to bed early, just kind of sit with that. Sit with yourself. What part of me is like needing to just resist that? There's this thing about, well, going to bed. There's this parental thing that's kind of coming up here. And so the kid kind of like, meow, meow, rebelling against that. I got to go to bed when I want to, kind of thing. So connecting in again, coming to that piece. So when you're kind of heading in direction of going to bed or wanting to go to bed, come and connect in with yourself first. Take that time, like I said a minute ago. Just sit there, relax. Just feel that. Okay, I want to go to bed early, and then sinking into yourself. You might start feeling that part of you that is resisting. There's a very childlike quality that's kind of popping up there. Not quite teenager. It feels a little younger than teenager, of just wanting to have had your own say in what you do when, kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Ilaria. But the way to just work with that is just to come in and connect into this moment, this time, and then see what comes up, and then kind of be present with that, work with that. There's so many different ways that could go. I mean, it could be starting a conversation with that the other piece that starts showing up. It's like, well, what is it about going to bed now that you don't like, that you're resisting? Or, it could be a pattern. Then you can say, okay, let's clear that pattern out. There's a lot of different ways you can work with that, depending on what is appropriate, because sometimes there's what was I going to say? Totally skipped my mind. I saw the next comment come up and I totally forgot. Yep. We'll see. Funny, because as a child, teenager, I used to go to bed early because I also needed a lot of sleep. I get caught up in doing chores. Yeah, there's just something. Did you need sleep, or was your sleep a way of kind of escaping to a world that felt more comfortable for you? Like, was your sleep time when you were young? Kind of look at that one too. So not necessarily physically needing a lot of sleep, but needing to be in your own space, kind of thing. I get caught up in doing chores. Doing chores. Oh, before you go to bed. It's again, come into that moment with yourself. What do I need to do in this moment? And coming into taking that time to align with yourself, present moment, present time. Forget all the stuff that needs to be done. That's an endless list. It never ends, right? There's always something else that gets added to the list. So stepping away from that, coming into the present moment, feeling your body and becoming aware of yourself and your space, slowing down, pulling back into your body, getting out of here, all the doing that gets listed up here, and coming into what you need. Connecting in. That's what you need first. And then knowing what's on that list in there, whatever, don't come from here, you come from here. Whatever needs to be done will get done, and learn to let go of the rest. Dream Within Irene. Hello. Dream with Irene, sorry. We're kind of coming to an end, but thanks for stopping by. So, yeah, again, everything that comes up, can really simply be taken care of by taking that moment to just connect in and just be present in that moment and come into that moment so strongly. And so working with our senses is a way to really help anchor us in very strongly into the moment and align with time and space. Slow everything down. And then letting ourselves move from within here, not within what's going on in our minds and what we need to do. And what was I doing before? What do I need to do next? What I've got to do, all this stuff. Yeah, you're welcome, Ilaria. And it's a really good exercise to come back to. Like, you could take a day and have this practice session with yourself of before and in between every activity. You take this moment to center yourself, to realign, to reconnect, feel yourself, slow everything down, come into this moment, this time, into you, into your presence. And you feel the shift. I mean, I've done this where you know there's something you're trying to like come into the moment, and it's like what you need to do in the moment, what you need to do in the moment, what you need to do in the moment. Well, that's not really being in the moment. That's in the process of getting into the moment. And when you really come into the moment, whatever is that thing that you need to do or that you're thinking about just disappears. And there's that calmness that comes through, that stillness. And if you hold long enough, you'll just find yourself moving from this place, literally just moving forward into what needs to be done, whatever is that thing to do next. It's practice. It's we get so used to directing our lives and ourselves out of here. Even people think they're directing themselves out of their hearts. A lot of times people are coming from here because what's happening with the heart space is that it's kind of dictated by beliefs, being by what we've experienced in our past, being it all comes. So it's not really truly coming from this heart space. It's coming through what they think they need to be or what they have learned that they need to be, or religious beliefs. Religious paradigm beliefs is very typical, and New Age falls under religious paradigm also, of a good person, of whatever, etc., etc. And being enlightened, being awakened, being all this kind of stuff. This is all beliefs. This is all head stuff. This has nothing to do with this part. This part just comes naturally, boom, comes out. First, you come into alignment with the present moment, present time, space, and yourself. Yourself meaning your physical being. Really coming into that space. Okay. All right. Well, that was good to bring that up, Ilaria. So thanks, because that's a very important pieces there that we looked at, talked about. All right. Well, here we are. And so next Wednesday, as always, at 7 p.m. Central European Time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're anywhere else in the world, please figure it out yourselves, because it's hard enough for me with two time zones to figure out. But anyways, take care. Thank you all for stopping by, and hope to see you around some other time. And in the meantime, we'll see each other in the ethers. So thanks for stopping in.